so on and so forth. However, the reality is a lot of the stuff is still imported, so it might be manufactured in India, might be manufactured in China, and then imported. So these items that they know are carcinogens and won't allow to be manufactured in the US anymore, but are still imported, and I think that'll be the same case for Canada here as well. So don't buy your hair dye at Dollarama, I guess, is the moral of the story there. These other two amino thraquinone and basic red monohydrochloride. The reason I mention these two is because they're in dyes that are probably in something that you're going to be exposed a lot to during school, is your printer inks when you're printing off stuff there. So your magenta dyes and whatnot, and those are also used in other things as well for textiles of all sorts, to some of the preparations for makeup and whatnot. So like I say, those two yellowed out are the reasonably anticipated to be human carcinogens, but you know, with more research they might find that they actually cross the line over to be known human carcinogens. And then ultraviolet radiation and related exposures. So this one here, we all know about, you know, slip, slop, slop, right? You know, limit your exposure to the sun, skin cancer. But when we look at it from a society standpoint here, what you notice a lot of people do now, especially a lot of younger people, is they go to the tanning salon, right? They're going to the tanning beds and spending lots of times there. In fact, I went to school with a girl in my undergrad degree who told me that tanning was addicting. You could not be brown enough. And she was very, very brown, unnaturally so. And chances are, as time goes on for her, her skin will not be as healthy as it is when she's in her early 20s. So exposure to sun lamps or sunbeds is known to be a human carcinogen based on sufficient evidence of carcinogenicity from studies in humans. Sun lamps and sunbeds emit primarily UVA and UVB radiation. So skin cancer is the biggest thing, but the one thing that people should be aware of with this is that the longer the exposure, the greater the risk, especially in individuals exposed before the age of 30. So when we have a lot of young people that do, you know, go to tanning beds for the look, they're just increasing their risk for developing cancer later on. So those are just a few of the ones that I wanted to highlight there. I guess the point of it all is at the end of the day, we're exposed to stuff in our environment all the time that is known to be carcinogenic and is possibly carcinogenic. Things are not tested until after the problem is found. And so it's good for us to be aware of as much things as possible. I do highly recommend that you go to that report from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I'll attach it in the references, as I said. And just sometime when you have time, when we're not so busy with other projects and whatnot for school, just have a look and just see how many things are in there that we're exposed to all the time that put us at risk for developing cancer. And that is it for my presentation. Thank you. Did it stop now?